tell my friends stand by me only if I'm right. I come out of triple darkness just to see the light. If I say it once, I guarantee I say it twice. If they want me, I ain't going out without a fight. In my dreams, I'm a killer, but for God, man. Try to play it cool, but it's getting hard, man. Rolling with the real and death to all the frauds, man. Not too many of me, yeah, it's kinda hard, man. In my room, sitting in my room. Know they waiting on me and I'm coming soon. Never been a sellout, never been a coon. Y'all be on the camera.
Poppy.
Yeah. Yeah, you better believe I got a sweet tooth, but ain't nothing sweet. I know you spend all your money to treat. I'm about to spend this little money on treats. Was on a diet, but I gotta cheat. Jumped off the porch, now I'm on Second Street. Tamika, my twin, she rolling that dough, and I think about counting that dough in my sleep. What's up, TJ? Before y'all run, I don't wanna be late. I need a little something, I hit this way, and I need it now, I don't need a delay. Peanut butter like my snack, like my woman. Denzel Washington, I'm leaving with sun. Chocolate chip, baby, you know how I'm coming. Banana pudding, no, we got it jumping, yeah. Yeah, I got butterific, I'm feeling terrific. Serving them cookies is not just a gimmick. They pulling them now cause they love to mimic, yeah. I need a pack, I need a sack, I need a stack, I need a rack. Man, I need everything in a bag down.
You better believe it.
Ay, butterific, yeah, butterific, shit, butterific.
Welcome to the B2M Crew podcast with 5 brothers who have been friends for over 40 years, and between us share 13 children, 12 boys and 1 girl. We talk about our journeys in raising them, how we use one another as a village, and also just offer some other guidance on not telling everyone else how to do it, but just sharing how we did it as a brotherhood. Today we got a special Father's Day episode. We got a special Father's Day episode. And we are happy to have on here some of our children. We got our brother Talik's son, Tariq, with us today. We got Michael, J. Moo's son. We got Darius, who is Coach Waukes's son, and my son. We got the young God Haki on there with it. What's up, everybody? What's up?
How we feeling? What's happening?
Hey man, this is so dope to be able to get together and chop it up a little bit, man. On this Father's Day weekend, you know, we couldn't have a topic where, you know, we were just, hey man, how did we do? Because then none of us didn't want to stand that 360 feedback on here in front of the whole world. You know how they say the older you get, the better you were. We probably think we're a lot better than we were as fathers, but nevertheless, we know y'all some great dudes, man. We want to chop it up a little bit today about how did we all adjust to the changes in the father-son relationship over the years as you all grew from being infants and toddlers into teenagers and then into adults. And Wauke, I'm gonna just throw the ball to you real quick to talk about how you see the dynamic of those relationships now with your sons, bro.
Bro, for real talk. I remember when, you know, not only do I have, you know, Darius and Kari, but then I always say I got 3 part-timers in Kaya, Maine, and Miles. And so I remember as they turned 18, one of the things I went to them, and I don't know if they remember this, but I remember saying it. I would say, hey, y'all 18 now, y'all adults. I'm not telling nobody what to do no more. I am merely a consultant. If you want my advice, if you want my information, if you want my guidance, let me know and I will share it with you. But I ain't telling nobody what to do. And so that's kind of how I move, and to give them their space and to not try to stifle their growth. I remember when they were younger, even when they were younger, I would always say, hey, you're going to have to learn when not to listen to me, because I sometimes as a parent, I may be parenting out of fear. I may be parenting out of limited expectations or limited understanding. So it's your job, even though you might be young, you got to figure out when not to listen. And it's up to you. And so I was always mindful that these are individuals. They are not mine. I don't control them. God has blessed me with them and blessed me with the responsibility of raising them, but they do not belong to me. And so that's how I kind of always tried to move within a relationship see what Darius' take on that is.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely said that, but I feel like it's just something that like you kind of earn and adjust to as time go on. So it might be certain areas you more maturing than others. So like me and him, I started selling tickets with him when I was 7. So he was also my basketball coach. So I feel like we had different relationships based on where we were at, whether he was my father or my coach or my business partner. So I feel like our conversations were just different. And it's some stuff I'm gonna go to him for as a father, and then some stuff that like I'm not gonna go to him. I might go to Talik, I might go to one of y'all, I might call my mom. It just kind of depend on that. But I feel like me and him always been close, so I feel like it's a little different for me just because we done kind of always had a somewhat adult relationship from when we outside scalping tickets, even though I'm 10.
Nice.
Yeah, hey,
Let me ask you a question. Did you know, like, that's some very good insight that you have about that. Did you know at the time how to navigate those different areas, how y'all were connected? Or is that something you come to understand later?
I think at the time, maybe not like right away, but I feel like I will learn through each process. So
Okay.
like when he your coach, I can't be on the court calling him dad. Like, nah, that's not cool. That's my coach. You know what I mean? That's not a cool look for me, him, or any other players on the team. So it was really like that's coach right now. And then kind of the same thing if we outside selling tickets or if we doing business together. So I feel like I just kind of learned as the process went on.
Hey, Chubb, ask Darius, when we would be selling tickets and it's a transaction, I'd be like, you owe $5. You got to pay me my $5.
Not surprised.
I would get my $5. Now, once we went in the game, if he wanted concessions, I pay for it. But when we outside doing tickets, hey man, this how the split go, and this how it's gonna be, and that's how we move.
Hey, wow. It was a different dynamics when Uncle Mike had us.
Oh man,
Mike y'all.
I don't think it was a fair split all the time.
Yeah, he getting his off the top. You know,
hey, y'all remember that cartoon? 1, 2, 3 for me, 1 for you.
Right? No, it was 1 for you, 1 for me, 2 for you, 1, 2 for me, 3 for you. 1, 2, 3 for me.
And let me just add real quick. We joined by my man Dre and John out here. What's up, Dre?
What's up? How y'all doing?
Good.
What's up, Dre? What up?
Hey, James, I'm gonna pose a question to you because you didn't raise Michael in your household, right? But and for you and Michael, how have you all navigated? How has your relationship evolved over the years, not having that? Childhood dynamic, and how are y'all able to evolve and manage that relationship now?
It was short stints actually, and he'll attest to it as well. It was a period when he was like 3 years old or so, and I was still.
I ain't gonna remember that.
No, I know you don't. I know you don't, son.
It's too long ago.
And I was at my mother's for a moment, still in the Ville. And then when he came into a teenage age, and his mom and I felt, hey, he needs to be, and it was cool, and it was a short stint here in Carolina. I think I shared that story on another episode and everything.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then, but then in his adulthood, when he, a few years back, I think that's when we got our closest. As well as when I shared that that with with the audience and stuff too. But yeah, it would be nice to hear it from Son's perspective.
I mean, yeah, like you said, basically it was definitely a stance. I can't attest to the 3 years old thing, I'm baby. But right. Yeah, in my knucklehead years, yeah, he definitely put up with me. As he said, when we got to our closest was, I don't know if y'all know, but I did some time upstate. Mm-hmm. So I got a letter from him, and he had some health things going on, and everything just shut down. Everything just shut down. I'm like, dang. I just saw one word, and that was it. So
The
at that
cancer piece
moment,
when
I
I was
said,
dealing
like,
with the
yeah,
cancer. Yeah.
that joint. So so everything just kind of flashed because all I saw was the word cancer, and everything, whatever I resented him for, may have resented him for, whatever, just diminished and went away instantly. And then we started talking every day on the phone. I would call, he would pick up the phone, talk to me, spread the love, make sure I'm straight up in there. Yeah, so
That's some powerful stuff right there to hear, man. That's very powerful
yeah,
to hear. And the only thing we all got is we don't have tomorrow or yesterday. All we got is now, right? You know
right,
what I'm
that's
saying? So
right.
powerful thing. And Dre, I know you and Pops tight. Talk to a little
Yeah,
bit
man.
about how the relationship has evolved over the years. We
How it's
can't hear
evolved
you.
over the
I can't
years.
hear you,
Yeah, I
bro.
mean,
I think he
it's
didn't hear
evolved.
the preface from
Can
the
y'all hear
beginning.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Dre. Did you hear my question?
Well, I say bring him up to
You said how
the
it
topic
evolved.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he heard it. He heard it. He heard it.
Oh, okay.
Right, how it evolved, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yep.
Yeah. So I mean, you have to understand, like we're coming in from a space of where he came in when I was, with my mom's already, and she was a single mom raising me, and then Pops came in a picture and swindled me with some ice cream, which in that time in generation, that's okay. But if you say in 2026, that's like, all right, what. But nah, it was cool. So like, it evolved, very much like from a to who are you, to okay, I see you around moms a lot. Okay, now this is the family dynamic of, I remember when Pop came in when I was a kid, he was like, hey man, like, you ever thought about calling me dad or something like that? Or like, just trying to figure out where his stance was. And it was very interesting because now as I look at it, retrospective as an adult, I'm like, and knowing Pop was like, was that a dominance thing, or was that he really wanted me to call him dad or not? So it was cool to have that moment because then I took it more serious, and that's how I came with the name Pops. And so there's different dynamics of that relationship that probably none of y'all understood. Is like, I didn't ever feel comfortable calling him dad or anything like that because I had my own when I was growing up. Well, not really, but I always had that piece that I always was missing, and I refused to put Pop in that situation, or not situation, but it didn't feel right for me. So like that was an adjustment mentally. But as we, grown and he's been around and taught me the values of having a man in a household, it flourished and it continued to grow. And then hanging out with y'all, and I remember scalping tickets as well with Waukee and Darius and all them, and going to Corey's cookouts and Jamie with the comedy. So like there was chapters in my life where it evolved, and I got to understand more the dynamic of who Pop was, and of course Sundays. So fast forwarding into like adulthood, I think it was just mutual respect of, this is where I'm becoming a man, and Pop already did the 8,000 lectures. So all he had to do now is just let me like live them out. And so in the matter of all that, it became more and more. So now even in today's present, I would give Pop the credit of, he got really good of respecting my boundaries as an adult now, and understanding what that looks like, because now it's not where, it's not where I still have respect for him, but now we have a lot more of an adult relationship. We have the respect of him as my Pops, but then also have a friendship as two adult men about whatever's going on in today's world, whatever. So yeah, it's been a cool evolution, but I think it takes work, and it takes some really hard conversations that probably Pop didn't want to hear from me, or I didn't want to hear from him. But I think it's also taking that step of, where can I help now Pop continue to evolve as he grows into his age, and as I grow into mine.
Yeah, John, when you're hearing that, John, what thoughts come to mind?
I do remember having that conversation, and
No, do you remember swindling him with the ice cream? No, that's what.
uh,
Oh, you can't do that, man.
hey, look, I remember.
Hey, look,
Hey,
he
look,
was
I
like, let me get
remember.
this boy some ice cream so I can go get with his mom. That's what he did, didn't he, Dre?
Hey, hey, hey,
Absolutely.
look. He ran some game too. He was like, "Hey, sometimes I just feel like an orphan. I'm just in here," and I'm like, "What?" So I'm like, "Where everybody at? Let's go. I got
Oh
you, right?"
shit.
So he ran some smooth game on me too, right? Um, but I do remember having that conversation with him, and it wasn't me establishing any dominance. However, what I was establishing was, "Hey, I ain't going nowhere." You know what I'm saying? And you 4 years old or whatever your age was at now, you was a little bit older than that. I'm sorry. Um, I'm not going anywhere. And so I'm not gonna be Mr. John for 15 to 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So I can't make you call me a certain thing. And I do respect his biological as was dead, as a young child, right? So if he didn't want to call me dad, I had no problem with that. But we was gonna get around some Mr. John type of thing. That's all. And it was a conversation. And he did choose the pops. You know what I'm saying? But some of the things, whether he realizes it or not, when me and mom are divorced, right? And so it don't nothing means more to me in this world that hey, that's my son, because he could have divorced me, right? But we never did. And like you said, it's evolved into a man to man relationship. It's an adult relationship. Um, and like I said, that was the reason for it. Not establishing dominance, but hey, I'm gonna be here, right? I ain't temporary, I ain't in and out. And this is how we're gonna move forward. And he chose that. But like I was saying, one of the best things I've ever heard, whether he is conscious of that, he called me pops. But I hear him sometimes talking to other people. He has called me dad. You know what I mean? So I don't get caught up in that. However, that's a super, super grateful feeling I have in my heart when I heard that. And I'll never forget that.
Awesome, awesome,
As
awesome,
you
awesome.
see, my one of my other sons, Carter Gray, or Courtney, aka Carter Gray, has joined us as
Yeah, I was
CG.
well.
about to say that James wouldn't even let me get it out, but I definitely saw Courtney come in. What's up, Courtney?
Hey,
How
what's
you
up? How you
doing?
doing?
Hey, what we
Courtney.
talking about is how your relationship with your dad, with whatever you call, I don't know what you call James, how it evolved over the years,
Dad, yeah,
and from child into adulthood, or from whatever age y'all started interacting.
It evolved tremendously, actually. I mean, it was hard at first because, it's been me and my mom, and it started when he asked me to, if I like accepted him to marry her. That said something about his character, and because not only is he technically marrying my mom, but he's also marrying her son too, in a sense, in a
Mm,
relationship, and um, so we come as a package. And at first, it was still like, you know, trying to adapt to, I guess, a fatherhood, I guess, because I haven't had that. But when over the years, like when I graduated, when I got an adult, I started calling him Pops because I didn't want to call him by his name. And then after that, I just was like, I think out of the blue, I just started calling him Dad because he's like technically the only dad that I know. He taught
mm,
me how to tie a tie. He taught me how to, you know, uh, life lessons that I haven't had. It's easier to talk to him about a lot of things versus my mom because he's not emotional. He don't think with emotion, and so but so but sometimes it can be a little frustrating because like I want him. He does have emotion. I will say that, but like sometimes like when I want him to go further, he's just like a guy that would just get straight to the point, and it's no other words that need to be said. So but all in all, he has just taught me a lot, and it made me even want him to adopt. I wanted him to like adopt me at this age because like a lot of things can happen. I haven't even met. This is going beyond that, but like I haven't even met actually my brother, my bonus brother, Michael in person, and it's just making me put all things into perspective. Like I'm the only child technically, so I like family. And knowing that I have, another brother, and me and Kaden, we're real close. You can't even tell, like, we didn't grow up with each other, but I want to extend that to my other siblings. And so I'm like, what? I want you to, like, on paper, to actually be with my father on, the legalities of it and everything. And the fact that, I mean, I don't even care if anybody knows or whatever, but the fact that he accepts me as I am, because, like, I'm a gay black man, and so the fact that he accepts me, and he doesn't even care about that. He sees me, and I know that he'll protect me from anything and anybody, because that's my father. So if he accepts me for that, that's all that matters. And so, when he actually did accept that, it made me look at him like, you know what, I love this dude. And so, yeah, the relationship has definitely evolved into this, and I'm so happy for that. So yeah.
Man, that's so powerful, man. That is so powerful, brother. Wow.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing your and being so vulnerable and honest about that. And up at the top of the screen, when we started off turning the camera on, we had two people arguing, sitting beside each other, and it's Talik and Tyreek.
Oh
What's up,
shit.
fella? Get to this question we talking about.
Nuevo. Hey man, you ain't tell me I needed a hanky beside me, man, when we did this show, man. You know what I mean? The gangster need a hanky. Go ahead, brother. Put the question again.
Y'all got it, man. So how's y'all relationship evolved over the years from the time when you had more direct influence to now where he's a young celebrity on the news scene, and how that dynamic has changed and how both of you respond to it?
Yeah, it's funny because you know, in most states, right? 47 states, at the age of 18, you considered an adult. There's two states. You got Nebraska as well as Alabama. You have to be 19 to become. They look at you as adult, and then at the age of 21 is Mississippi, right? But as an adult, at 18, Tyreek was still asking me for permission to do stuff. So I figured if he's still asking for permission, I'm still gonna answer him just like if he was a minor.
Mhm.
And then I think he overheard my brother and I having conversations, and he was like, "Well, Tyreek grown now," And I think Tyreek was maybe about 20, maybe 21 then, and then hey, him and Darius, I don't know exactly the age, but he was like, we going to Columbia. And I was like, had all these thoughts like, dang, my son going out the country. I know he in good hands because he with my nephew, but like, like just the feeling of a parent. And just having that conversation, be careful, this that. But man, they had a great time, and so now the relationship is almost like I'm coach. He don't call me a coach, but he come to me and I give him a play to run, and he be like, "Man, help me!" I was like, "Nah, man, coaches don't get in the game." You know what I mean? And so I'm coaching them, and I'm giving them game, and we beef. We have our fun. We play a lot, but it's good. It's good. I'm
Yeah.
also a stylist. So
Oh, I know he gonna have something to
Look
say.
at him looking at you.
there you go.
Right
There you
Terry, go
go.
ahead and jump in there, Terry. He's going off the rails, Terry. Go ahead and jump in, man.
Man, look, man, I've been listening in to the podcast. You've been taking a lot of credit for stuff.
All right. Set me straight, bro.
Yeah, but no, it's been
I ain't cooking tonight.
You gonna let him shine today?
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a great relationship. I can say that, that I think the dynamic of still being at the house is probably why 18, 20 still asking for permission, I guess, because I feel like
still under the roof, still gotta ask for permission and stuff like that.
Just being respectful.
Yeah. So, but eventually, I grew out of it. Now I pretty much just,
I'm just teasing.
yeah, I grew out of it. I pretty much just do what I do, but I'll still ask, I'll still ask for advice on certain things and stuff like that. They don't really have to tell me, of course, what to do and stuff like that. The only time they really butt in and get serious about stuff is if I'm going too fast, son, you need to slow down. If I'm going 90 and a 70, whatever, they tell me to slow down and stuff like that. And then whenever it comes to money, I'm still on the insurance, so we butt heads about that. He'll be like, all right, son, I need my money for this month, you know what I'm saying? And I do the same thing with him. I need my rent check for this month, so 'cause he still ain't paying me the money he owe me.
So it ain't clear yet, man.
Yeah. Hey, that's good stuff, man. I got a story. I don't know if Haki is going to remember this, man, but I think he might have been about 14 or 15, man. I don't know what it was, but I can't even remember what was going on, but we had a very emotionally intense exchange where he was giving me feedback about myself.
Whoa.
Right? And and when I say mostly intense, I'm not talking about no disrespect. I'm just talking about one of them things where I think he was giving me some difficult stuff I didn't necessarily know I was about to hear at the time. And it was an emotional time for me because we all think we know what we're doing, right? And I just remember after that, man, having a great deal of respect for him and also shifting my posture into a more respect mode for their individuality, right? In his budding growth. And he probably was a little younger than most people would have been to be giving me that type of insight. And so I had to say, yo, this Joker is beyond his years, and I'm treating him like he might be a little behind where he is. But I just remember that in our house being a real big thing, and it made me make a shift. And over the years, I have to say, man, Darius talked about this. They've been together a lot. Me and Hakeem, man, we've done 4 businesses together, man. We in business together right now. But even with that, man, he's been a great sounding board for me as an adult because I appreciate his ethics and morality. You know what I'm saying? And we've had some difficult conversations. And when I say difficult, I mean some conversations I've had with him that you might not even expect to have with a child, but just to get his feedback. Because I know he got a moral compass, and I've always respected his insight. So now I just appreciate it as an adult. And I'm hearing this for all of y'all, man, that, man, it's so dope at the where we are right now to be able to have somebody that you cool with, that you love like that. I mean, I think it's the greatest gift in the world, man. You know what I'm saying? And they all know that. I saw this guy who said, it reminded the sons, ain't but one man that want to see you more successful than you did, and that's your father. And that's exactly how I feel about all of my boys. But Haki, you can go ahead and jump in, bro.
Yeah, so I don't remember the exact exchange, but it sounds very much so believable, and it sounds like something that would have happened in the house.
Was it last night?
No.
Okay.
He said, my father just said something that connects to a story I'm gonna tell myself, and he kept talking about my sense of morality and my moral compass, and I'm also gonna connect it to the fact that you guys keep bringing up like Joaquin said, you become more like a consultant. And then someone else said, I think it was Dre who said your relationship evolves into like a man-to-man type of deal. All right. And what I'm gonna say is the reason why I have that moral compass, I credit it to the way I was parented. Right. And what I know my parents' foundation, his beliefs, my mom's beliefs ultimately come from. The story I'm going to tell is I remember my first year playing tackle football for the Maryland Titans in Clinton, Maryland. And I remember my dad was writing on a piece of paper who was going to start at which position. I went up into his room, right? And when I went up into his room, he looked at me and he said, this boy right here and you about the same. Y'all about equal. The only reason why I'm starting you over him right now, because he don't come to practice like that. But he got a single mother, and you got a daddy that's the coach. I remember him telling me that. And what that instilled in me at that time was, just because your dad is the coach don't mean you're going to start. You need to start because you're the best, right? So you go to the world thinking that you're privileged, right? Not only that, I think Darius made an amazing point about his relationship with Joaquin being multifaceted. You saw your dad as a coach. You saw your dad as a business partner. All right. Then you saw your dad at home. All right. And I'm sure that he saw his dad carry the same principles, whether he was a coach, whether he was a dad, whether he was a business partner. All right. And that same principle gives your dad that respect. You see how he interacts with other people, not only you. You see that he the same man in that house that he is in the public. All right. And the reason why that's able to evolve into a mutual respect is because when you get older, is because it's not in your nature to become an adult and let another man control you ultimately.
That's right.
Let
Come
your
on,
mama
young man.
raise you.
That's right.
And it's not in your nature as a man that once you raise somebody, you know, as a man, you can't control another man ultimately, right? And if you do, it never ends up how you wanted to be in the end. So that's I feel like that's basically a culmination of what I've been hearing, and that's what came out of me based on, you know, this episode thus far.
Good stuff. Good
Hey,
stuff.
I got a question for the fellas, man, to keep it light. For any of the young men to speak up, give us one example we could talk about where we absolutely embarrass y'all.
Just one.
Jerry said just one.
One for the family show. Yeah.
I ain't gonna start. I'm gonna let somebody else go.
I'm not gonna start either.
I ain't gonna lie.
Right now.
I don't think I can actually recall a moment like that, to be honest, for real either. If it happened, I just ain't cared, so it didn't affect me either way.
I got one.
That's right, son. That's right, son. I wouldn't embarrass you, son. That's right.
I don't think I ever. Yeah.
I got one. So one time I was at my cousin's house, man, in Suffolk, Virginia, and my cousin had got a dirt bike, right? And all my cousins and then my brothers rode a dirt bike, but I didn't know how to ride a regular bike for real right there. Right? I was still learning to ride a regular bike. And my dad said, "You gonna get on the dirt bike too." I said, "I don't even know how to ride no regular bike. How you gonna put me on the dirt bike?" He was like, "You gonna get on that dirt bike."
Sound like you.
So I get on the dirt bike, right? And of course, within 10 seconds, I'm on the ground. I almost ran into a tree and all that. I get up, I put my hand on the motor to get up on the my hand was black. Whole hand was black. And I was like, to this day, I ain't never told my dad this, but to this day, I'm like, why would you let me get on the dirt bike? Like, I ain't know how to ride no regular bike. That don't make no sense.
Put you on a motorcycle and ain't have a bicycle. Okay.
That is crazy, bro.
Oh man.
The Wave-O. Do you remember this, brother? Do you remember this torture?
Man, I do, man. You know, hey, look, I probably was feeling the guilt because he hadn't been straight on the bike yet. We're gonna do it today, man. Hey, I'm glad that was one because I thought shit, some of the crazy stuff they probably see from us, bro. I'm glad that was light.
That's funny, yo.
Yeah, I mean,
Dre,
my
what you got?
story
Oh,
is.
Derek, yes, sir, Derek. You said you had a whole bunch, so yes, sir.
John asked the question.
Which one did you pick?
But he involved in this one. For everybody that don't know, Dre is 2 years older than me. Dre 2 years older than me, and I swear we was like probably like 6 or 7, and John came over to the house with Dre. And like the sock and boppers had just come out where like you can they like little, I don't even know how
I know this is going,
but it's like a little punching joint basically, and both of them made me and Dre fight, and Dre beat the shit out of me, and I was mad as hell. And I swear, ever since that day, I was like, bro, ain't nobody ever gonna beat me up again. But all three of them embarrassed me.
But to add to
Joaquin,
that
man,
story,
we got something in common, man. We was gonna force him to go do that, huh?
Hey, the time is now.
We gonna do
here's
things
the
hard
thing
the
that
safe
y'all
way.
don't
You know what I
know.
mean?
Y'all don't understand. Pop's been training me how to box since he walked in my house with ice cream. And that's because I had an older cousin who was bullying me. And so by the time I went to go do that with Darius, Pop has been like, Pop's been having this on pay-per-view the whole time. He was like, yeah.
John cheated.
But then I will say Darius got his lick back because I'm not sure we all remember this. We were on the cookout at Waukese, and Darius done dunked on me like because he had a growth spurt. I'm still the same height, the same time he boxed me. And he done dunked on me, made me hit my head on the concrete. And so he definitely got his lick back. And Maine hyped it up and ran around the whole yard, and I'm on the floor, just hurt. But
so we even.
We good. But, I would say with Pop, I got a lot too, but I'm gonna keep the podcast friendly. But I would say it was always like Pop always wanted. I'm already an extrovert, but he wanted more, And so I was like, okay. And so I was going to the YMCA. After school program. So this is, I don't even know. I might be like 14, 15. I'm a young kid, but for some reason, this is during the top. Y'all remember the time where Pop used to suck his teeth all the time before every sentence? Hey, so, and then he had that little dead tooth. So he kept sucking on it. And so what Pop would do is drive to the McDonald's, and I'm pretty sure you can't work there unless you're 18 and above. But every time you go to the windows and Sissy's like, hey, sweetheart, my son think you cute. And I'm sitting there and I'm 14 years old, just trying to get some McDonald's food. And then he was like, Dre, say hi to her. And he will not move the car. We're in a drive-through. People are behind us trying to get to their food. And then I'm like, no. He's like, say hi to the pretty lady. You don't think she's pretty? I'm like, hi. And then we can move on to the next window. But that was scarring to me. He was like, you don't think she's pretty, huh? And I was like, don't ever do that to me again. But again, I'm 14, so I probably said like, yeah, I think she's really pretty. Can we go, please? And so,
and you was probably 8. You was probably 8 or 9. Hey, look, and you've been telling the ladies they pretty ever since.
Hey, Tyreek, I know Talika's never embarrassed you.
That's funny.
You got that right.
Give us one, Tyreek.
Yeah, I got a couple. I'm gonna tell two. So I remember, and he tells the story all the time. It's embarrassing every time you tell it. So we was playing. So we always used to play Monopoly, right? And it was like I think it was like my single digit years and stuff. And we always used to play Monopoly, and I always used to get mad because he always used to con me out of Boardwalk and Park Place, right? And so, those the most expensive properties on the board, right? And so he would do it, and I would always land on it. He was always put me out the game, right? So I would always get an attitude and throw a fit. So then one day we was playing, and he said, if you throw a temper tantrum, I'm hitting you over the head with the board, and I'm breaking it. So. And I don't even remember how many people was at the house this day, what happened, but the same thing happened. And I ran upstairs. I think I ran in the room. And then he came in the room, and he had the board. As my favorite board is my Spider-Man board. You know what I'm saying? It was my I was a big Spider-Man fanatic. And he came in. Matter of fact, we wasn't even playing on that board. You had went in the closet to go specifically get that board
to get his favorite board to beat him over the head with it.
And you came in the room and he hit me over the head with it 4 times, broke it into 4 pieces. 4 times.
Oh, I know I did do it.
And I still got the taped up board in the closet.
Yeah.
So we can remember how abusive.
He's still holding on to the trauma.
I think that was I'm so guilty of it, right? Man, like we were playing, and I was like, son, look. And it was 2 things I said I wanted my son to become. I wanted him to become a great reader and being able to articulate what he read, and I wanted him to be a great salesperson, right? And so, Monopoly aligns with being a good salesman, and so I'm teaching him how to negotiate. And hey, guess what? I ain't giving him no breaks. He got to figure it out. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, he used to whine every time. And the thing that he didn't know, wherever I go, I'm winning. You know what I mean? So it just wasn't him.
He has it on his shirt.
Beating the ball on everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, he got so mad. Oh, boom, and split the board.
Yeah.
But when I hit it, I pulled it so that it will rip versus a real like a wrestling move on him. But I won.
It was abuse. It was abuse.
It was
survived.
Khalid, I'm a little surprised at hearing this, brother. The first time was a love tap. The other three was something else.
Well, he said it was 3. I don't remember that, but anyway, we did rip the board for sure. And I believe, did you learn a lesson or not? I don't know. I'm gonna let you say if you learned one.
I think we played for like another 3 years or something.
Okay, I guess he learned the lesson.
Not 3 years, Tyreek. Hey, piggybacking on Drake's story earlier, right? I wanted my sons to be able to take care of themselves, right? And so again, I never even talk about how we came into each other. Like, that's my son, right? We shed some more light on that. So in saying that, when I first came around, I used to wrestle him a lot, right? I used to wrestle. And then sometimes I would be on him, he'd be whining a little bit, and she'd be like, "Stop, get off of him." I'm like, "He's straight, he good. He just ain't used to this, right? He's good." So he said it wasn't good. But I do understand how she was like protecting her son. And as a man, she got to make sure she wasn't allowing nobody that's gonna hurt him, right? So fast forward, a great family friend, I won't name his name out of love because we don't want to embarrass him. I had him and Andre wrestle. Andre was destroying his ass. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you want him to let him go, right? Then I was like, hey, Dre, that's enough. That's enough, because I didn't want him to kill his spirit. That wasn't the reason for that. So we were sparring a little bit, and I was like, hey, it's working. And so he's been taking care of himself ever since.
Hey, is anybody else seeing this pattern of John setting people up to get beat up?
Yeah.
I mean, there's people close to him. He's not like he's fighting the neighbor down the street.
Hey,
Andre ain't get beat up though.
That's what I'm saying. You set up the other person, yeah.
No way, vote.
Yeah.
You ain't know that's Freddie Roach right there.
Yeah. Next time, if he ever come to me and be like, "Hey, man, let's get the boys to go do this kamikaze mission." JG was practicing the kamikaze mission with his boy. You know what I mean?
My
hey,
God.
JG, wasn't Gabriel behind you?
Yeah. He right here. Hey, this my baby boy. Get in. You should get in here, man.
What's up, Gabriel?
This my baby boy.
Hey,
Gabriel, dad lap.
Good day. What up, young man?
Nah, all right. We got a stool over here. You're not on his lap.
I know. I'm just being
man. He always should be on my lap.
Gabriel, how has your relationship evolved over the years from your perspective, man, with your dad?
Me and my dad?
Yeah.
Let me think about that.
Take your time.
I feel like it's matured a lot, because when I was younger, it was me, Isaiah, and Dad around. And I felt like Dad and Isaiah were always closer because they had that bond of like loving UVA, basketball, football, and all of that. And I was never really into sports growing up. I was a little chubby kid. I liked to play on my Xbox and whatnot. So then, I feel like as I got older, I guess some of like the love for the game or the sports kind of passed down to me. And that's something we could like bond over now,
Awesome.
And it's just like easier to talk because I have more life experiences. I'm asking more questions now because I'm like, I'm 20. I'm growing up. There's still a lot of things I don't know that I can't ask. And I feel like, with that time and with that experience and those questions I have to ask, that we just grow closer.
That's good stuff.
Hey, my best. Hey, no offense, Isaiah and Dre. That's my best athlete right there, though.
Hey, I remember seeing him when he was that little chubby kid running the football like John Riggins one time. I remember coming down there.
Yeah. When Hakeem and Jay came out to the game.
Yeah.
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 Hey, hey, my best athlete right there, though.
Yeah, I remember seeing him when he was that little chubby kid running the football like John Riggins one time. I remember coming down there.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, you better believe I got a sweet tooth, but ain't nothing sweet. I know you spend all your money to treat. I'm about to spend this little money on trees. Was on a diet, but I gotta cheat. Jumped off the porch, now I'm on 2nd Street. Tamika, my twin, she rolling that dough, and I think about counting that dough in my sleep. What's up, TJ? Before y'all run, I don't wanna be late. I need a little something, I hit this way, and I need it now, I don't need a delay. Peanut butter like my snack, like my woman. Denzel Washington, I'm leaving with sun. Chocolate chip, baby, you know how I'm coming. Banana pudding, no, we got it jumping, yeah. Yeah, I got butterific, I'm feeling terrific. Serving them cookies is not just a gimmick. They pulling them now cause they love to mimic, yeah. I need a pack, I need a sack, I need a stack, I need a rack. Man, I need everything in a bag down.
You better believe it.
Ay, butterific, yeah, butterific, shit, butterific.
Hey, look, John took it a little lighter. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit and ask y'all this, man. What do y'all do when y'all get pissed off at us? How do you manage that as a son?
I just tell them.
Or you just don't disagree. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you like, man, he on some bullshit.
Look
You
at
know
D.
what I'm
Look
saying?
at D,
I would,
man.
How do
I
y'all
would
manage
say,
that?
I would say where I think I've got a
That's
lot of
more my
respect out of
bad.
Pop is that
Go ahead, Drake.
I'm really like me and Pop again. This is part of our adult relationship, and this is where I guess the others, like my mom's side of me, comes out. I don't know, but like I'm just very direct with Pop. If there's that's like making me upset, I'm gonna let him know that, and then why I'm there. And I'll give you a great example. Pop's big about family and spending time with family and
Yeah.
doing that, whether he got invited there or not. But that's like his big thing. And so, I cherish that. That's something that he's really instilled in me. And so one time he came up to Charlotte and we know Pop can talk, and that's fine. And sometimes. So then he came to Charlotte and I'm showing him my neighborhood, like, yo, this is my new spot. This is where this is going down. I'm gonna show you the block. And so we're walking, and then he gets a phone call, I think from one of his uncles or his aunts. And then so we're like, I'm done conversating because like he's on the phone now. We're walking on this path that's like really cool and beautiful to go see the city. But like now that conversation has took his time. So now I'm probably sitting there for about 25 minutes. And I just stopped walking. He said, all right, I was like, no, I'm gonna wait for you to get on the phone, then we can keep walking. Because I'm not gonna just like show you my neighborhood and you're not gonna like get involved with me in the conversation about what this is. So we stopped right next to the apartment complex, and I was like, this is what you're gonna look at for the next till you're on the phone. And so I just stand there and I just waited. And I just looked at him, I was like, whenever you're ready. And so he finally got the phone. And then so now I'm hot. Like my face, I don't know, my face has a lot of emotions to it. And so I said, hey, before the day continues, I want to let you know where I'm at. I don't appreciate that. You came out here to spend time with your son, and you won't be on the phone for the next 25 minutes. Call them, let them know you're busy with me. You came to visit me, you traveled all this way. I'm excited to show you my neighborhood, but you took time to go ahead and take 30 minutes out of your block before, you didn't even say, excuse me, hey, I'm sorry. Like there was no manners to my perspective of like, hey, I thought you were here to come and like enjoy this environment and culture around me. And I said, moving forward, if you're gonna be with me, be present with me. Let them know you're busy. If I got my friends on my phone, I'm busy. I'm with Pops. And he respected that. He took that. He didn't get defensive. He didn't like rebuttal. He was like, no, I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know. And then after that, I said, hey, I'm got off my chest. We're good. And then if anybody knows me, I'm gonna have a good time. I said, all right, and I'm gonna go ahead and order some shots now. And then we kept it moving. And then from there, the night continued and we had a great time. But, to answer your question, like I just, I speak from my chest, but I always mean it in the best way. And I told that out of a man to man, but also out of love. And it's, again, with that layer of respect that he still Pops. So I'm not coming at him in no way that's like, he's another just acquaintance. Like he definitely had the respect, but it's also a blend between all parties of it.
Good stuff. Anybody else?
I mean,
I would say,
first of all, he probably was talking to one of them because they be on the phone all damn day. So I know every son here can attest to hearing them on the phone for 2 hours with each other.
Hey, look. Drake.
No, you can't defend yourself. Nope.
Hey, I was gonna say Drake's story was accurate. Only thing I would disagree was about the time period, but I got an excellent picture of him walking down the tracks. as well. But now that was an accurate story. My
We
bad,
already
Darius. Go
know
ahead.
Dre's story was accurate because we deal with the same thing. I mean, we
Right.
already know. Yeah. What was you gonna say, Haki?
I was gonna say similar to Dre in the sense instead of ours turned to one of these intellectual spars or like heated debates in the house, if you will. And like, you know, growing up, I used to always be like, dang, like I talk back to my dad a lot. But the real reason why I was talking back to my dad a lot is because my dad talked too much trash, bro. You can't just be like, all right, he gonna keep talking about it. He's like, you don't understand this. You don't understand that. So that was like, yo, I ain't gonna let you just beat up on me for real, man. And like, it's still the same thing to this day. So it hasn't, that part, even though our relationship has evolved, and that's what this podcast is about, I don't think that part's evolved much, man. I think it's the same.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
Hey, Darius, I know you and why keep up is, bro. How do you handle that?
For sure. But I think I agree with Dre and Haki in the sense of like with Dre, I'm just very direct. He done always taught me to be direct from the beginning. Like if something wrong, I ain't about to be walking around the house pouting. He not having that. Like we gonna solve it right then and there. And that's been since I was young. So like with me and him, kind of like Haki was saying, to this day we'd go back and forth. And even to the point where sometimes mom like, y'all calm down. It's like, nah, we good. We just having a conversation. And like sometimes it can escalate. And from the outside looking in, it can look crazy. But I feel like both of us have a mutual understanding and mutual respect of the type of conversation that we have. And he's always taught me that like if you feel some type of way, you need to articulate that. You need to be able to communicate in a way to make people understand how you feel, to defend yourself, and to just kind of have conversations and move forward, because that's the only way you can move forward. So me and him a debate, whether it's about basketball, politics, like literally anything, and we'll just kind of go back and forth. So I don't really have no problem. Like me and him not gonna have a problem that lasts longer than a couple hours or whatever. Like it's just not gonna be a problem.
Hey,
Somebody come by and say, you want some of these cookies? You know?
Hey, Tim.
Butterific cookies.
Yeah. Hey, Tim, where did Joaquin sit Darius at when he was a baby?
Where did he what now?
Where did he sit Darius at the table when he was a baby?
At the head, bruh. Tyreek ain't eating at the head. Yes, sir.
Hey, Mike, I know. I think you said I don't know if you and Brother James ever had a situation.
Wait a minute, Chuck.
Oh yeah, we had.
That's how we used to make up. We used to make up with butterific cookies.
Butterific
That's how we made up.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all was for real about the cookies.
Believe it.
Out of Memphis, Tennessee, stop those cookies.
You better know it. You better believe it.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
We had one I'll never forget, man. And I was tight, but to head back to the involvement, I think that kind of made me respect him more too. But Pop, you remember the fruit salad?
The fruit salad, no.
Yeah, you don't remember that shit, do you? Yeah,
in the house,
nice and clear. Yeah,
bring it back to my memory.
So
Go ahead.
One night, right? It was some fruit salad was made, and we was both tearing it up. But I believe to this day, I think he was more mad that I ate the last of the fruit salad. But he made it into a thing that he was mad because I took the fruit salad bowl upstairs to my room. I called bullshit. So we got into it. I'm like, man, you know, because he said something and I got tight. So I'm like, yo, I'm not doing this no more. I was feeling myself. I'm like, we not about to do this over no fruit salad. So we both swelling up at each other, this, that, and the third. And I don't know what happened. He said something. And I'm like, we can take this outside. He said, we ain't got to go outside. And something happened real fast. Next thing I know, he had me in some crazy ass damn wrestling hold, shit, legs locked and shit. I'm like, what the hell is this? and I couldn't move. And I'm like, yo, all of this.
That part I remember because he tried to flex.
Oh, so
and he
you
was
remember
looking at
that
me
part,
like,
but you don't remember the fruit salad. That's
because
crazy.
he looked at me like he was gonna do something. I was like, what you gonna do?
You forgot he was a black belt.
Yeah, and then I was like, what you mean? I ain't care about none of that. I went back to Virginia. I went to the streets when I seen that. I ain't care about none of that.
Oh
gosh! When he said you want to take it outside, you said, "Well, we ain't got to go outside." That's that old school stuff, man.
Yeah, I don't know, but it happened so quick. I just remember just looking up at the little skylight because it was the little skylight joint. And I was like, what the hell did he just do? And how did he do it that fast? So I was tight about that. I wasn't even tight that I was in the move. I was tight that I couldn't figure out how the fuck I got down there. So that I'm tight. My pride hurt because you did that. And then, man, we done got into it over because to this day, I believe I ate the last of the fruit salad. That's why that happened.
Like, knowing James, I've known him since kindergarten, bro. I believe James was a little irritated about that fruit salad being gone.
No, listen. The full context of this is he had just got down there with us, right? And so, of course, he had, and I had to try to be, at least mindful that look, he may not have been in any, on a good deal of structure at all. But he had been there long enough that, and I had to get used to it. I'm like, this joker almost grown. Because Mike, what was you, son? You was probably at least about 13.
I was like,
13 or something, 13, 14 years old.
About 14,
and I'm like,
that, yep.
I had been eating this, I've been the man of all my food for a long time. This joker's gonna come in now. I gotta just divide, some good food amongst a nearly grown young man, a young man like with me. And that kind of pissed me off. But then his response to look at me like he was going to do something, that's when it's like, wait, that. And I had to establish that, look, son, I know you can't, you got a little height on you and everything. You come in, you come into, as a young man, but I had to just set him straight. Look, son, I'm still your dad. And you ain't not you. What you going to do? What you going to do? You looking like you want to do something. What you going to do?
I tried it too, and it ain't worked.
He kept it to looks, though. He just kept it to looks. Now, like, and that's when I had to be like, and it just had to like, look, this is what it is, son.
It's the black belt skills just kicked in, then they moved.
Yeah, I learned very fast. I was like, dang.
Tyreek, what do you do when you get pissed off at your dad, bro? What do you do, Tyreek, when he drive you crazy?
So when we butt heads, it's mainly about money and finances, right? And so it's been times where we have disagreed significantly financially, right? So like for an example, right? So like everybody know about the whole I give an example, like everybody know about the studio situation, right?
Not everybody, but go ahead.
Well, yeah, but anyway, we had closed the building, right? We got all the furniture, we got it in storage, right? So now we talking about having a yard sale. And he thinks that he's supposed to get all the money from the
proceeds
from the furniture that we sold. Because why do you think what was your argument that you think you should get all the money?
Because I paid all the debt.
Like,
who bought the furniture?
Exactly. See, look, we bought the furniture collectively,
right,
on the card, and you think that you're supposed to get all the money, and that's not fair. When how the owner gets nothing.
I don't think this one's settled, y'all.
This is not the forum for unresolved issues, man.
This one hadn't settled, but the thing is, was this the question? Was there any debt left over after the studio was closed?
Yeah.
Did you pay the final payment of that debt?
I was putting $500 a month towards every month because you was in pocket about that.
And what was the interest rates on that?
I don't know.
Exactly. Way more than 300.
I mean, I'm just
saying. Dad was the big block that paid the bill off.
No, we had an agreement that I was paying it was either 300 or 500 a month, and I was paying that.
Okay.
And that was going towards the bill.
So
and that was the agreement.
So this one is not settled. Oh, okay. It's not settled, guys.
Reek, it sounds like you're dealing with interest, Reek. The interest is catching up, my guy.
Hey, look, Tariq said he pulling out technicalities on me late. Hey, look, this is my thing. Check this out, man. So, man, Hakeem, he's right. We still getting these intense debates, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. I told him this before. You know how the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he'd never teach another one like he taught Malcolm?
Right.
Because he said, I never known if I taught him that much, he would be so formidable an enemy, right? Bro, I have to remind myself when we get real heated and it's some good intellectual thing. He making good points, I'm making good points. I get reminded, I said, damn, I done taught him too much. Right? And then I say to myself,
you use it
man,
against
I'm out here arguing with somebody as stubborn as I am. So let me just fall back, because I know I can't argue with me, because I know how it is arguing with me from the outside for other people, right? It must be a mess. And I was like, I'm sitting there arguing with somebody that's just not gonna stop. So let me just stop. Let me just stop. You know what I mean? So that's my side of it. I'd be like, let me just stop. This ain't gonna go nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
That's
but
funny.
Then you get to, like Darius said, you get your little cool off period. We back cool in about an hour,
Yeah.
Kicking it again,
Hey, one time that's very similar. You like, let me just stop. I remember when I was teaching Darius how to drive, and he was learning, and you know how it is when you teaching young people how to drive. You're like, hey man, you gotta come to a complete stop. You're going too fast, slow down. You barking all these instructions. And at this point, he had it with me. He like, I'm done. I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. He parked the car and he gets in the back seat with Kari. So now I'm in the passenger seat. There's nobody in the driver's seat, and Darius and Kari are in the back seat. Now, Darius 15, so Kari's like 11. And we going back and forth. I'm like, no, you're going to drive. You're going to listen. You just don't want to listen. You need to do what you're supposed to do. And we going back and forth, right? And this is about 5 minutes, right? And then after a while, I'm not stopping, and Darius not stopping. I'm not going to get in the driver's seat and drive. And Darius is not getting back in the driver's seat to drive. So we just sitting there. And finally, Kari, who's 11 years old at the time, he says, Dad. I said, what? You're supposed to be the adult here. I said, you know what?
The youngest.
You know what? Thank you, Kari. You're right. And I got in the car and drove home. I got in the driver's seat, drove home.
Get in the car and make him walk home, bro.
Yo, hey, this is crazy.
Oh, man.
Literally, that's the first time I'm ever hearing this story. So, my family, we on the way to church. Tariq driving, right? And Tariq grown now. He grown. He like, what are you about, 18? 19, something like that. He driving. And I'm like, son, hey, you going too fast. And then he not listening. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, man, look, man, you need to be paying attention. Because I think he was mad about something. Yeah, it was raining. I was like, yo, bro, you need to. I was like, yo. And then my wife was like, yo, Tariq, you need to slow down. Tariq was in his feelings, and he wouldn't let them. I was like, yo, pull a car over right now. And I was like, you need to get in the back. I'm driving. And he was like, pull the car over and I'm driving, because let me tell you, I'm not gonna allow him just to do what he want, putting us in the family, and he got something on his chest. Nah, pull over, I'm driving. Bottom line. So I was the adult in that situation. Nah.
Good job.
Yeah, but nah, it was the same type of situation. Yo, pull over, bro. We ain't having it.
Hey, man, this has been a wonderful conversation, man. We got to do this more often for real, man. I mean, this is dope for real, man. And all of us men now, and it's good to see my nephews all in one place and all of that stuff.
Sir.
It's some more that's going to be popping in. But this dope.
think you told me it was something you wanted to pose at the end of the segment. I can't remember what it was. Can you remind me? Do you remember?
I don't forget, but it was probably along the lines of, man, you know, hey, one of the
Your
greatest
best
moments,
memory, your
yeah,
biggest
your
memory.
best memory of your pops, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody want to go, damn, y'all ain't
My
got no
best,
memory. No, I'm just
no,
kidding.
I'm about to say,
Hey,
no, my
look,
best
hey, look,
memory.
hey, look, in our generation, our dads was active, so we got too many good memories. Y'all
I love it.
generation be like, yeah,
I
my
love
dad was only around for
Hey,
5 years, but I got
I
this
remember
one
that time my
situation.
dad picked me up one time. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but coming from the life of the hard knocks, um, no, I do definitely, even though it was in stints, it's a lot of memories I have. Even though it's a lot of things he probably ain't think I probably was listening to or taking heed to, but there's one thing I probably take to my grave. I will never forget. I read everything. I read everything. Rather when it come to user agreements, legal, whatever. I read everything from top to bottom. I don't know where, at what point you said this when we was around, but I definitely remember. Yo, read it. Matter of fact, I think it was when the Dreamcast came out, and you was talking about you got to read the directions, or you was getting typed because I'm just trying to plug it and go. And he was like, you got to read the directions, and and then you calm down a bit. And you was like, listen, you got to make sure you read everything. And I'd have been in situations where I haven't. And it got me in places where I didn't want to, I shouldn't have been, or I could have got out of had I read
oh man,
everything.
that's dope.
So now that I do that, and then also, man, I was heavy into sports. That was great too. Just the stint I did stay with him come to the game. Yeah, Mike, you got to get between your man and the basket. This that so is and that stuff too transpired to when I moved up here, started playing ball. I took all that stuff to heed and I tore these boys to pieces when I came up here.
Good stuff.
All right, so my man, my oldest. It's my oldest seed
yes,
right
sir. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll say for me, it's always the father son trips that we take. You know, when if we driving up to Charlottesville, we'll have just 8 hours. If he not sleep, we'll have 8 hours of, just good conversation, just talking about stuff, catching up. And, he's asking questions, I'm asking questions and stuff. Just diving deep, just talking about life and stuff, and those conversations and trips just real meaningful, and I feel like it. I mean, we already close, but I just feel like it really
little hanky moment.
brings us closer together, whether we, drop in Charlottesville, flying to Vegas, going to the casino, whatever. We always had those moments, and then of course, like, the life milestones, and this, involving him and mom and stuff. But of course, graduation day, just having them, y'all standing up and speaking at the party, just talking about how, proud you guys were, and just different things like that. And I even say like yesterday, them, like, they surprised me, came to the job. I was in the middle of the show, and he had called and said, we outside. I was like, okay, y'all outside. So I went down to the door. I got them. They came up and they sat and they watched me do the news or whatever in the studio for the first time. Both of them in there, and they just sat there and watched, and just just seeing me, me doing the news, and then looking over there and watching them, and they just look so proud. That was that really
Still
did
creating memories.
like,
Still
actually,
creating
like,
memories.
make me so proud.
That's dope.
So, yeah.
Man,
Anybody else?
go get that trophy, boy.
I'll say, I kind of, I would sort of concur of what Talik is saying, because my dad and I, we ride around together, like we run errands together, right? And I would say over the years, man, and my brothers have benefited from this too, which is something that was, I think, invaluable about his parenting, was the amount of stories that he told about his own life experience and what he's seen and what he experienced himself. I think it gave us a level of wisdom that was wise beyond our years growing up. Like, oh, I felt like I've seen it before my first time seeing it because of that. You know what I'm saying? He might be
Yeah.
telling a story about Joaquin, Talik, James, and I think that was just such an invaluable part of my childhood that I think has helped me to this day.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for me because, like Haki said, I got a bunch of good memories for real. For real. Like, even if you look at my dad background right now, and the picture on the wall of us at the national championship game, like that's definitely one of my favorite memories. Just because I feel like all of us. I mean, you can see he got UVA hat on, UVA shirt on. I got my UVA shirt on right now. Like that's really what we do. So that's a great memory for me. But one of my favorite memories, which was kind of just like, I guess, wraps kind of the whole thing around, was when it was time for me to go to high school. He made me switch middle schools, and he made me go to Peabody, which Corey and all your kids was at. And you kind of the reason we went to Peabody. And when I got to Peabody, I literally hated it. Like I probably cried for the first month trying to go back to Burley and go back to public middle school because I didn't want to be there. So when it was finally time for me to go to high school, and he gave me the freedom to choose where I wanted to go. I know that sounds like real small, but for me, it just was kind of like empowering in terms of like, oh, I really get to go where I want to go. Like he see me, he let me kind of be who I want to be and determine the path that I want to go down. So for me, that probably was like one of my favorite things, just
awesome.
being able to pick where I wanted to go to school and him giving me that freedom.
That's awesome.
Close it up, Drake. Yeah, you didn't miss something. All you missed was go. That's why I have majority of my bathroom fights. That's good old between first period and second period. So you didn't miss nothing.
I wanted to stay with you and man.
No, my favorite memory of Pop. I mean, he got pictures. He got pictures of everything, but it's when I had the opportunity and the honor and pleasure to show Pop my world at college. And when I was 21. And so that what alone was an experience. Pop said, he said, show me your world. And, so we kept it real PG. We kept it real fun throughout the day. And as that sun started to come down, I said, all right, Pop, time to get dressed. And and then we got dressed. I showed him the one bar we have off campus. And then I showed him, we went to I was in a fraternity. So we went to fraternity house, and he didn't know what was going on. He was like, this is insane. And he saw me catch a dance with a young lady, and I was just laughing it up, having a good time. And it was funny about that morning. I woke up and he said, Dre, you scaring me. I said, why is that? He said, because I love that you love this so much, but like you too functional when you go out like this. And I was like, dang. I was like, I meant to show you this big pizza too that we had. Like there's a big pizza that everyone gets after they go out. He said, what? Dre, there's a photo of you right here. We got that pizza. And I said, oh, I did show you. He's like, yeah. And that was one of those fun nights. Because I just remember
a night to remember.
Night to remember that
he did not.
I did not remember, but we had a good time. He played some beer pong, and then we took a picture of Beetlejuice in the bar. It was a good time. It was fun, but it was definitely my favorite memories. I think I got favorite memories from all of y'all, for real. So
yeah, exactly.
It's just the village right here. The village we talking about is right here, man. And I hope y'all brothers. I know y'all all not in contact all the time, but we know the love always there. Y'all, when we long gone, we want y'all brothers to still see one another as a resource, man. Real talk.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna hit on that. I'll say like I've enjoyed the bonds that I built with y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Like some of us have taken trips together. We've when I went up to, I remember we went up to Maryland. Somebody graduate? I can't remember who graduation party was, but Hakeem, me, you, we all went out. You know what I'm saying? Had a good time. Club, Darius, Columbia trips. Went to Charlotte, hung out with Dre, ate at a chicken spot. You know what I'm saying?
You outside.
Vegas,
Michael in
yeah,
Vegas.
yeah, we done, yeah, we done had some good times.
Yeah,
Courtney,
Crawford #1.
Courtney stayed with us when he had that interview at the
Oh
airline.
Yeah. He had
You
to
mean
roll
when
out. He had
y'all?
another
You mean
function.
that night y'all was in the club and y'all was coming out and we was coming in that night?
Yeah. Hey, you remember that Joaquin? That was a high kid. We not gonna talk about that club.
Oh,
Yeah, scrap that. Keep that
Hey
story
man,
out
it's
of
the
the.
G2M crew, and we chopping it up for a special Father's Day episode with some of our sons that are on here. It's been a dope conversation and experience, and I think one of the things that shows up for me throughout the thread of the conversation is we raised some wise, intelligent children. They have their own voice. They have great memories, and we all respect one another as men as our relationships evolve. And it's all we father son, but at the end of the day, we all men, and everybody respects one another in that way. Joaquin, you got something to take us out with, brother?
Hey, before you take us out, I just want to say how grateful I am for my sons and all my nephews, and for you guys to deal with us while we're growing and maturing and making mistakes, but still trying to be steady and be there. And so, last Father's Day, I believe, or was the one before, the best Father's Day I had ever. You know what I mean? And so I'm so thankful again that you still allow me to be an integral part of your life. All you guys, I'm still your uncle, and thank you for allowing me to be your uncle. You guys are my nephews, my son. Is all love.
You
J-Mo,
stole
you
my
got something?
spotlight. I want one more thing. Yeah, I got something to say to every father on here, man. I don't know if my cousins and all that got kids. I'm a father myself, man. Just understand, we love y'all. We listen, even when y'all think we ain't, man. We
Yes,
here.
sir.
We always we love y'all.
Thank you,
Thank you, son.
Thanks,
Love
nephew.
you.
Good.
And good stuff.
J-Mo, you had something?
Oh no, man! It's just been a delight. I'm so proud and so glad my boys, at least two of the three could get on, even however brief for Carter, Gray, and man, I'm just grateful, man. It just meant the world to me to have them on and say what was said. It didn't see me get all misty eyed, but I did when Mike was saying and when Courtney was saying his stuff, man.
Let
So it was
me
really
just
special.
say this.
So it
I
feels
close
good.
it out with the same Frederick Douglass quote every day, every time we do an episode. But before I close it out with that quote, I want to say to everybody, chasing the bag is not wealth. What you see right here is true wealth. This
That's
is
right.
true wealth. This is truly what being wealthy is all about. It ain't about chasing a bag. And so I like to close out with my favorite Frederick Douglass quote, and it is easier to raise strong children than to repair broken men. Peace.
Thanks.
We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.
Love
Happy
y'all, fellas.
Father's Day.
Love y'all.
Yeah.
Happy